said this in a previous video. It was like a 5-part video. And I said, if a guy told me to get an abortion and he don't want my baby, I probably would get an abortion, because the mental strain that you're going to put on yourself. See, I can say that because I have kids already, so I know what it's like to be a single mom. So yeah, I could say that. So a lot of people going to say it's easy for you to say when you know I'm there. So I know what it feels like. So that's easy for me to say. If it was my first child, even if it was my first child, me being me and being the emotional person that I am, I would still get an abortion. Like, and I'm not laughing at, like, I'm just saying, like, me knowing who I am, I would still get an abortion, because I know my emotions are going to be tied to that situation, tied to that baby, tied to him. And to know that this man didn't want my child, and I'm basically forcing I'm forcing it. So yeah, I would. But at the same time, I also feel like at the end of the day, if a guy tells you he doesn't want that child, and you decide that you gonna have it anyway because this is my baby, my body, my choice, my, okay, that's your baby. Have that same energy and say, my baby, this is my baby, my responsibility. Don't go looking for, you get what I'm, don't go looking for help because he told you he didn't want that child. That's just the reality of the situation. The same way we can make decisions on saying we don't want a child, regardless on whether he wants that child or not, we can make that decision on whether we keep it or we don't keep it. And suppose we don't keep the baby, but he wants the baby. Then what? Oh, he has no say so. But if he's vocal and he says, I don't want this child, and you still decide that you're going to carry that child and you're going to bring it into the world, then you should be responsible for it. And that's just how I feel. So I completely understand where he's coming from when he say what it is that he said. Yes, he's absolutely right. In my eyes, he is. Because if he told you and you know this, it's not like he's not telling you. It's not like he's keeping it a secret. It's not like he doesn't have a track record. It's not. I'm pretty sure somebody knows him who knows you. I'm pretty sure the word around town is this nigga don't take care of the kids that he put out. And because, again, 7 of them. So you mean to tell me you just didn't hear nothing? Okay, suppose you didn't hear nothing. Suppose you was just in the house and never heard of this guy and never heard of all his baby mamas and all his kids that he had. Suppose that is true. He still told you that he didn't want that baby mentally, physically, spiritually. I'm not doing this. I'm not showing up. He told you everything he was not going to do, and you decided that you was going to have that baby anyway. You thought it was going to change him? Whew, y'all better start paying attention to what's in front of y'all instead of in your head being delusional. A baby don't keep no man. If anything, it's going to drive y'all relationship further apart, because then it's going to really show the responsibility that it requires of a child, like for you to have a child. And if both people don't come together and help one another, somebody going to slip into some depression. Somebody going to feel like they're doing more work than the other person. It's going to strain their relationship. A baby do not keep no child. Keep no man, period, point blank. So what I'm not understanding what you wasn't understanding about what he said. Now, in that video, in the 5-part series, I did say it makes him a fuck nigga. I did say that. I definitely did say that, because I just feel like if you know you don't want no kids, why are you having unprotected sex with? Why? Okay, boom. He said it. We all know he said it. But why, as a man, and you know you can have kids, why are you consistently having unprotected sex? I feel like that's a fuck nigga move. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. And I just feel like something that came out of you. How could you just abandon it? Like, how? Like, I understand you don't want it, but like, it's just like morally, like you have no like morals, like. But I get, dude. I get what he's saying, because he told him. But at the same time, if you know you don't want kids, go have a vasectomy. If you know you don't want kids, put on a condom. If you know you don't want kids, do better pulling out. If you know you don't want, like, figure something else out besides getting all these girls pregnant and then being mad at them or blowing up at them, whatever, because now they want to put you on child support or they want to whatever. Like, you got to take some accountability for this shit too. It ain't just on them because you told them. Okay? It don't work like that. The world don't work like that. There's no laws that they gonna create for that. There's no laws that they have for that. It ain't gonna work like that. Just because you don't want to have. Kevin Samuels used to say this: a fact is a fact, and just because you don't like it, ain't gonna change it. So the fact of the matter is, just because you don't want them kids, don't mean that you should just be out here just having unprotected sex with all these women, and because you told them I don't want the kid, it's gonna make it okay. No. Like, huh? And then when that man told you he didn't want the kid, well, now what does this say about the women that's laying down having the kid from the guy? Laying down with this man, having sex with him when he told you he didn't want a child from you. What does that say about you? What are we doing out here? Like, what are we doing? Then y'all want to get mad and do all this cutting up and carrying on. Y'all gonna have some backlash for me and blah, blah, blah. And you of course, y'all done scrutinize him. But at the same time, it's like, come on, man. We all adults here. She had a decision. He had a decision. Both of y'all had a decision to make. Y'all decide. Y'all decided to have unprotected sex. You got pregnant. He told you he didn't want it. You decided to have it. You need to take care of that baby. That man told you he didn't want that baby. You need to go figure it out. Go ask your mama, your brother, your cousin, your daddy. Go ask somebody. Because he told you he wasn't going to help you. So therefore, it's not making sense to me. It's making make sense. And on his behalf, you know damn well you don't want no kids. Why you out here having unprotected sex with these ladies and getting them pregnant? It's not making sense to me. Make it make sense. Just because you said it don't mean... I don't want to go to work today, but guess what? My ass still got to go because the fact of the matter is I need the money. So you don't want no kids. Don't put yourself in a situation where to have kids. Like, and then you said the women who you told and they got abortions, they knew, like, that's not a way of life. Like, you just gonna go through life just getting all these women pregnant. Like, what? And then you just don't want to take care of the kids. Like, I mean, what kind of women is laying with this man? And who are you? My question to him, if you ever see this video and if somebody ever send it to you, my question to you is, do you tell these women out the gate when you first start talking to them, I may nut in you and you might get pregnant, but I don't want the baby? Do you tell them that as soon as you start talking to them? Or do you wait until they actually get pregnant and then you tell them you don't want the baby? Because I need to know. That makes all the difference. Because if you telling these women this out the gate and they still decide to lay down with you, baby, what does that say about her? What are you doing, sweetheart? What are you doing? If he told you that out the gate mean at the beginning. If you don't know what out the gate mean, that mean at the beginning of y'all talking, he told you, I might nut in you. You might get pregnant, and I definitely don't want the baby. And you still decided to go out with this man, or whether he, at this point, I'm not even sure he take y'all on dates. I'm not even 100% certain on that. But you lay down and you have sex with him anyway? I really want to know that. So if y'all could tag him, send it to him, whoever he is, I really want to know. Are you telling these women this at the beginning, or are you waiting until after they got pregnant and then you told them? Do these women know your reputation already? Or like, and they like, oh, I'm going to change him. I'm going to change him. All women feel like they can change a man. I'm going to change him. He going to be with me, eat this baby. We going to live happily. Ooh. It took me a little minute to make a reaction to this to record my reaction to this video, because I really wanted to process it so I can make sure like, what? Huh? I'm sorry. I said what I said. If a man was telling me to get an abortion, baby, listen, I get that abortion. I go on about my business, because no. I know we grown, and I know it's a chance I can get pregnant and all that stuff, but at the same time, don't tell me to get an abortion. At least act like it's my choice. Now, if you put on as if you giving me the option to do it and I make the decision to do the abortion, then that's a different story. But you just gonna tell me get an abortion? That really hurt my feelings. So I don't know. To the pro-life people, no, abortions is not always the answer, but in certain situations, You got to do what you got to do. And that's the reason why, you know what? Y'all always want to talk about all this. It's, against this and against that and this, that, and third. But I heard and I read that God forgives all sins. So therefore, we can pray about it and, God forgive us. Remember, God made them doctors. Okay? He made them people. I'm going to leave that right there. Y'all soak that in. But remember that before y'all go to jumping down my throat, God made them people. And God forgive all sins. I said what I said.